and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Trendz Travel. Everyone is back at work and everyone is back in the swing of things, and today we find ourselves at Jackson's Real Good Food Market, where we'll be teaching you how to cook healthily and how to maintain that.
If healthy eating tops your resolution lists for 2019, you're not alone. Many stumble into a new year with the guilt of overeating junk food during the festive season. It's a habit we don't notice until the results start to show. To inspire your flurry of good eating intentions, we visited Jackson Real Food Market, located in north of Johannesburg, for a few diet improvements for you to kickstart your year with a healthy eating plan.
Basically, I prepared two interesting dishes for you. One called our smoked salmon rainbow salad, and the other one called the fest, which is mainly focused on a breakfast to get your morning started.
Cool. So take us through both dishes. What did you put? What goes into each and every dish? Let's start with this one, the salmon one first.
The salmon one. So basically what contains in this dish is your smoked salmon, your sprouts, your baby spinach, some avo, fresh avo, tomatoes, cucumber, red cabbage, rocket, and then you crushed your cashew nuts over with some very interesting and lovely olive oil. So the next one is the fest, called the fest, and this is mainly focused on a breakfast type of dish. So what goes into this dish is, it's a layered dish. So you get your quinoa to start off, and then you put your fried spinach. Then you have your Greek yogurt, which you mix with a little bit of dill and lemon juice. That you put then on, and then you just stagger it up all the way, and then you put your 2 poached eggs, your fried pumpkin seeds, and then you drizzle it with your sesame dressing. What we're going to start with is 3 dates, which is your 4 dates, your raw honey, and then we're going to start with go over to your almond nut butter. Okay, and then the only, which makes it amazing, is your vanilla extract. We're then going to insert about 8 blocks of ice. Thereafter, we're going to throw a little bit of coconut milk inside. Just open it. There we go. It's a little bit for love, they say. And then we're going to move over by just inserting it into the blender. There we go. And what we can do is you can just finish it off with a little bit of this. And that's our nice and white satin.
But what are some of the healthy food tips?
For 2019, we would start with gut health. That's your big one. You've got to make sure that your gut's operating and absorbing the nutrients from your food. So if you're constipated or you often have diarrhea, you know there's a problem. You've got to seek help. So that's the first stop. And you can sort yourself out by eating the right foods, fermented foods, lots of veggies, etc. So we can fix you with food. The second one, obviously, is to eat more greens. I think people have got lazy, they don't eat enough vegetables, and you really need to increase the number of vegetables you have on your plate. It really helps with overall health and gut health and nutrients. And then the third one is probably less sugar. Try to cut down on sugar. I know it's really, really tough, but cut down on sugar and refined carbs, so breads and pastas. Try and shrink the portion size of your carbs and your sweets. If you do those 3 things, you are already on the highway to health.
Well, have you ever wanted to go to Vietnam and maybe try some of their street food? Well, we've got you covered with a beautiful place right here in Parkwood. It's called Saigon Susie.
Situated in trendy Parkwood, right on the main street, this unassuming little place has loads to offer. Jan Smuts Avenue has quite a few restaurants, so we needed to know what made this one so special. This unique place is described as an Asian barbecue and rock and roll bar with authentic Asian-inspired cocktails and street food from all over Southeast Asia. That sure was a mouthful, so we have a chat with the owners of the establishment to determine exactly what that means and get the inside story on its name.
My wife and I were lucky enough to travel through Vietnam in sort of 2016. In that time we stayed with this lovely Vietnamese lady called Susie. And she cooked for us every meal while we stayed with her, and I was blown away by her food.
Okay, this mural behind you, who is this lovely lady?
That is Susie. So we wanted to bring our character to life.
Okay, so tell me about the steak with this unfinished walls, these beautiful umbrellas up here, these posters. You wanted to keep it authentic, so how did you manage to keep it all authentic?
So from the food right through to the interior, we wanted as much authenticity as possible. So all of the umbrellas are imported from the Far East. We did a lot of research into the posters and the old Asian advertising posters. We pretty much got those from the internet and then reproduced them ourselves. And then, just looked at how the restaurants are designed there and how bar and kitchen are all usually one because they maximize space, really. With the food, we wanted to be very respectful to Southeast Asian food.
Okay, so now we're going to go into the kitchen and we're going to have something prepared for us, so let's go do that.
I think we're going to make for you today what we call bun cha, which is a traditional barbecue bowl. So it's got pork belly, pork sort of almost like burger patties, a delicious sort of sweet and sour marinade that the meat sits in, and then you add noodles, fresh herbs, chili, and then you also get a pork and chicken spring roll alongside that. So that's a great dish to have because it sort of covers a bit of everything. You get to try some spring rolls and the noodle dishes at the same time, as well as the barbecue pork.
Well, as they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So it was time to try what the chef had whipped together.
Okay, so how do I do this?
So basically what you want to do is you want to fill your mouth with all the flavors at the same time. So you put your the meat in first.
Throw it in there. Just throw everything in there.
And you dip your noodles in there.
Come on, noodles. There we go.
You're creating the own experience of, like you've got different dishes in front of you, but you're going to mix them up all together. And then your bean sprouts and your herbs there brings out the flavors as well. All right. And if you're a chili person, then you put in your Susie chili just to bring out the spiciness in there. Lime is just to bring that tangy flavor to the entire dish. So you sprinkle the lime all around.
So I'm actually gonna try my little. I just have to have this first.
Okay.
Let's have a look here.
Go for it.
That's really good. What I'm going to do though is I'm actually going to put this aside and I'm going to treat this as a starter.
This is a chicken and prawn spring rolls. So your prawns, you basically, you don't use your hands. You're going to use your hands because you've got the vegetable as your wrap. So it's like a spring roll with a wrap, and you just either dip it in the soya sauce with the olive oil or the nuoc cham sauce, which is sweet and a little bit of spiciness with the chili in there. So you bring out that flavor out of that as well.
I'll do a bit of both. Let's go.
So the lettuce actually brings the crunchiness to the entire spring roll as well. So we always try to make sure that the lettuce is really fresh and the right portion, right size as well.
After what was for me quite an experimental meal, it was time to cleanse the palate with an authentic Vietnamese coffee.
My favorite kind of coffee is the coffee that has condensed milk in it. Yay! I'm not sure I'm supposed to stir it up, but I'm gonna do it anyway. There we go. Aha! Bon appetit!
But where does rock and roll fit in? To answer that, we are taken up an Instagram-worthy staircase where the utterly chic and cheeky No-Tell Motel awaits. These are secret karaoke pods. Did anyone say karaoke? Well, I certainly won't become the next essay idol, but I was having the time of my life.
We've got loads more for you coming up right after the break, so don't go anywhere.
Over the next 13 weeks, we'll be taking 16 ordinary single South Africans on an epic journey. A journey to face their fears and grueling challenges but ultimately a journey to find love and claim the grand prize of 100,000 Rand. Welcome to the longest date.
16 strangers are randomly paired to take on one of the most demanding dating games on television.
Be careful out there, it is dangerous.
The newly matched couples will soon find out their strengths and weaknesses as they tackle timed obstacles to avoid the dreaded save yourself task.
In my life did I never think that I would be able to eat whatever the creepy crawlies was that I just ate.
But some of the challenges are a tad sweeter.
And good lips.
Cheddar bun. Love is love. It comes in all forms, shapes, sizes, colors.
Join us from the 11th of February for the ultimate dating game, The Longest Date, exclusive to SABC3.
We're going to introduce you to a group of folks whose lives have been changed by a magical number, 1 million. Each of them, through creativity, lots of hard work, and a bit of luck, has started a $1 million business. In some cases, close to $100 million in revenue. And they've all done it by taking an otherwise ordinary idea and turning it into an extraordinary success story.
How I Made My Millions, Mondays at 8:30 on 3.
There is so much to discover and explore in inner city Johannesburg, and we took a tour on a bike to discover some amazing coffee shops.
Do you fancy yourself a coffee lover and have been meaning to explore inner city Johannesburg? Well then, we have the perfect tour for you. Founded by Kennedy Tembo, an ambassador of adventures in Joburg, he pioneered the Coffee Cycle Tour to connect Joburgers with experiences outside of their comfort zone that are right in their backyard. So here we are at Uncle Merv's coffee shop in Maboneng.
So how did this idea come about?
We just wanted to look at having something different, and so I had the bikes and I was taking people around Joburg, but I wanted to actually to add extra bit, and that's when I thought of coffee, and coffee is a culture now.
Yeah. So we spoke earlier, and you spoke about how having people see Joburg differently is a passion for you. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, because of the perceptions. I want to actually just break those perceptions, because people, they think that Joburg, there's nothing happening. Joburg is not beautiful. Joburg is, is run down. Joburg, they've got different perceptions. But Joburg has got a lot of architecture. These coffee, you see the coffee shops around, and just the vibe, the vibrant, and the people. It's awesome.
And what does your fitness level have to be to take on one of your tours?
Unfit.
Okay.
as long as you can control the bike, and you don't have to be that fit. It's a 10Ks and it's an easy ride. We're not rushing to anywhere. We just want to actually look at what Joburg has, and just enjoy the coffee and enjoy the moment, be in the moment, and take it from there.
Great.
So I'm looking forward to having you on the ride, okay? I've got a bike for you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
The Josie Coffee Cycle Tour starts at 9 a.m. with the first cuppa of the day. But beware, you need to pace yourself. There are 4 more coffee stops to come. And then it's time to gear up in your bike helmets and prepare to ride. While the tour covers about 10 kilometers, you move at a leisurely pace over flat streets with numerous photo stops and coffee breaks along the way. If, like me, you're a bit wary about cycling and then also having to cycle through Joburg's crowded downtown streets, you will be pleasantly surprised to find that even without bike lanes, cycling in the Joburg city centre is a breeze. From Maboneng, the tour takes off down Main Street, past the Absa Precinct and Carlton Centre. Of course, these are perfect photo ops. We stop at Gandhi Square to take in the sun and sights and more photos. Then we trudge up Loveday Street, passing 2 landmarks as we go. Benjamin Woolen's House of Quality Fabrics, as well as this odd tower. Then on to our first coffee stop, which is hidden on Simmons Street, Goat Coffee.
So guys, I'm not really a cyclist, but I've been doing good so far. We did quite a nice tour through town, and our first stop is Simmons Streets at Goat Coffee. And I'm here with one of its owners, Jacob. Jacob, goat coffee. What is goat coffee?
Greatest of all time. My brother and I are partners in this business. We are coffee fundis. We dig our coffee. My brother's a little more obsessed than what I am. And yeah, a few months ago, we decided to come up with a concept of, hey, listen, Simmons Street, Joburg CBD, downtown. It's a really vibey place, up and coming. And we thought, why not jump in with our passion, which is coffee. So we've brought out the greatest of all time. We were about, 7 months old. Still small business, but we're growing. And with the support of you guys coming here with your bikes, I mean, it just makes it a better place to be.
Okay, so I'm having your coconut latte.
Yes.
So I mean, it's my first time having coconut latte. So what can people expect coming here?
Well, you can get anything from macchiatos, iced coffees, just a plain Americano. I'm the kind of person who likes a plain Americano in the morning, but it's our coffee beans that we use. It's quality coffee beans, and we take a lot of time and pride in putting together a good cup of coffee. So we want to share the passion. So a lot of things to order on the menu, frozen coffees as well, iced coffees as well. Basically anything you'd want in a coffee shop, you'd find it here. We've got a really great selection of pastries as well. Our croissants are freshly baked every day, as well as our mini loaves, banana loaves and carrot loaves. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something different and you're hanging out in the Joburg CBD, Goat's definitely the place to be.
Great. Okay, so guys, this is me with my latte. We are back on the road in a few minutes. See you then.
Cheers.
From here, we hop back onto our bikes and make our way to the old boys club known as the Rand Club. Still high on coffee fumes, we take a short non-coffee break here to indulge in vintage masterpiece and old era memorabilia.
What I do is I deal in antique maps, posters, books and prints, lithographs, and I'm a great fan of the history of Johannesburg. So I've got quite a few items that deal with Johannesburg and South Africa's history. Well, some of my favorites are the political posters that I've got as you walk in. And they're South African posters from just before the elections, from the 1970s to the elections and then just afterwards.
From there, it's a short hop to the modernist masterpiece that is ornate coffee. I must admit, this one, with its beautiful decor, was my favorite. From steel suitcases to standalone guitars, even the wallpaper in this establishment is fascinating and a definite talking point. The New York taxi-style table and the comfortable couches lend to its ambience, and the ceiling is breathtaking. Even the bathroom doors have exquisite street art. From outside you can see the Johnny Clegg house with its pink paint strewn from one of its windows in protest. Then it's back on the road. Here the adventure deviates from a cycle and coffee tour to a detour into one of Joburg's apartheid history, passing the infamous John Foster Square. Just beyond Mary Fitzgerald Square, the tour takes a turn onto the graffiti-filled Gwigwi Morebe Street for a stop at the Craft Coffee Roaster. Not a coffee shop, a roastery.
What you see happening right here is these are our coffee roasting machines. So what we're all about is coffee roasting, and that's what we do the most. Pretty much that's the core business. And Craft Coffee was established as a result of us wanting to roast coffee for our coffee bars that we operate in corporate spaces, and also the need to be able to supply some of the best coffee in South Africa.
Suitably watered and caffeinated, me having an iced coffee this time, it's time to retrace your pedals and return to Maboneng via 1 Fox Street. One final stop for a light lunch at the Little Fox with a refreshing surprise. A tour of the Genology Distillery. Then we make our way back to Maboneng, where we disembark, slightly wobbled from a thrilling day of exploring Joburg by bike and indulging in the city's best coffee.
So guys, I just completed the Josie Coffee Cycle Tour. It was absolutely amazing. Amazing coffee stops on the way, amazing lunch on the way. The ride itself was quite easy, so if you have a very low fitness level, it's for you. I did it, you can too. You know we love hearing from you, so why don't you hit us up on our Instagram or Twitter pages. That's on Trendz on SABC using the hashtag SABC News. Tell us all about your news resolutions and if you've still been keeping them.
If you're busy doing off.
What?
Look at what you say.
First of all,
I'm just gonna say what I want to say. Hey.
You are an arrogant.
Only issues.
The drama, man, it's from many sides.
You're not happy, just leave.
I need some of that.
The Shade. Trending SA. Mondays to Thursdays at 10:30 on 3.
In All You Need Is Love.
It's all about celebrating those good things in life, like caring, sharing, and love. And on top of that,
real life drama, real love, real stories, and real people.
Why did he have to punish me because of what my mom did?
Just want to correct something.
Like, yeah, Tanda, my girlfriend.
I would be happy if they could renew the vows. We're on a mission. Okay.
It is said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It is the same with love. Wherever your relationship is, don't be afraid to take the first step.
Happiness is at stake, and I'm glad that you've made something out of it.
True love doesn't just happen right away. It develops after you've gone through many ups and downs. On DSTV channel 156, SABC Encore, Timeless.
Now in the new year, everybody has these grand dreams about detoxifying, cleansing, rejuvenating, and I did exactly that this week as I did a mud spa ritual.
The new year, for most, is all about a healthier you. And what better way to start 2019 than with a cleanse and detox to rejuvenate yourself? So I visited a spa to do just that, but not just for your typical herbal massage. Here we took it international, getting some pointers from the Turkish. The environment here is serene and peaceful, with rustic stone finishes, which made me forget that I was a few meters away from a casino and a very busy and noisy world. Taking refuge inside the spa, I meet up with my technician for a chat about today's events.
Today we're going to offer you a Razul. That is a treatment for either couples, or you can have it just as friends or by yourself. The Razul chamber is actually a Turkish bath. Within the Razul chamber, what we do is we actually exfoliate the body. So getting rid of all the dead skin cells. We have cellular renewal, and then with the mud, you will actually moisturize the body. And there in the Razul chamber, you also have your steam, and there's a rain that comes down. It is a lovely environment, and it's dark, and you've got stars shining inside. So it's a lovely rejuvenating and detoxifying treatment.
Good day, trendy travelers. I'm right here at Solstice Spa in Silver Star Casino, and today we're going to do some relaxation in their Rasul bath and their flotation tank. So it's a bit of relaxation, a bit of detoxification, and Alicia's going to take me to change, and I'll see you right after that.
Our first stop is the Rasul mud bath.
Right, so this is the Razul chamber. Yeah. In this treatment, we actually do an exfoliation process. As you can see, that's the exfoliator. It's quite rough, right? So we only use this on the body, not on the face. Okay. So you will exfoliate your whole body. You will feel that there would be steam inside the Razul. Right, then after that, it's probably about 5 minutes. You can actually exfoliate each other. If you are with a friend, you will go there into the shower and you will shower your exfoliator off. Okay. You will then return and you will apply your mud. As you can see, there's your mud. You will apply that also all over the whole body, and you will leave that on for about 15 to 20 minutes. Right, while you're having your mud on you, you can have your lovely champagne and fruit, and you can just socialize and enjoy yourselves, so that that mud can really settle and work into the skin, into the deeper levels and layers of the skin. Then after that, you will see that there will be a rain coming down from the top. Yeah. And don't worry, it's nice and warm, it's not cold. And that will basically wash off your mud.
Okay, so guys, I'm going to be in here for a while. I'm going to have my champagne, so I'm going to let you guys go while I have some private time.
It is quite a private experience, but I stepped out of my zen moment for a little bit to show you what the mud bath looks like. It's not as much an actual bath as it is mud smeared all over your body. After the exfoliation, my skin is soft and supple, and the mud is smooth and oddly comforting.
Guys, I just finished my time in the Rasool chamber. It was absolutely amazing. I'm continuing my detox right now with some lemon and cucumber water. And just to keep it PG, I'm going to slip into my bikini so we can go into the flotation device.
After changing into some swimwear and between treatments, guests are encouraged to learn to relax. To just lay and close your eyes, meditate if you want, but clear your mind and live in that moment of serenity. After literally almost falling asleep, it's time to go and float.
So we fill the water with Epsom salt so that makes your body float on the surface of the water. So it's a mimic of the Dead Sea. So the reason why they say it's relaxing is because you float on the surface of the water. You don't have any gravity on your body, so it takes all the muscle strain, skeletal strain, all of that off your body. So what you do, you then get into the water, then you give it nice deep relaxing breath. So obviously the air in your lungs will also help you make float. So float, look at the stars on the roof. Also the emerald crystals are also going to shine down on you, which helps to center your body. We're going to switch off all the lights. It's about a half an hour long, and they say a half an hour of this equals to 4.5 hours of deep sleep. Very relaxing.
Okay, let me get this party started.
So let me take you off here.
And in we go.
Perfect.
Oh, it's lovely.
The flotation pool takes you back to a time and place where your body is enveloped by nothing but water. Combined with a high salt content, it allows your body to become weightless, relieving skeletal tension and mental relaxation. Surrounded by the natural beauty of candlelight and even underwater music, one can easily fall asleep in this tranquility. Sadly, it's all done. I'm showered and dressed again, and all that is left is to indulge in a few treats from the snack bar. What a wonderful detoxing start to a full year ahead.
I'm Louise Scoble signing out from Jackson's Market for good food. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Do remember to catch us on Twitter and on Instagram.
The Drakensberg is the name given to the eastern portion of Great Escarpments, which encloses the central Southern Africa plateau. The name means Drakensberge in Afrikaans and is called Ukahlamba in isiZulu, which means barrier of spears. The Drakensberg escarpment stretches for over 1,000 kilometers from Eastern Cape, then forms the border between Lesotho and the Eastern Cape, and the border between Lesotho and KwaZulu-Natal. It then forms the border between KwaZulu-Natal and the Free State, and next as the border between KwaZulu-Natal and Mpumalanga. It winds north through Mpumalanga, where it includes features such as Blade River Canyon, 3 Rendezvous, and God's Window. The Drakensberg is the highest mountain range in the country, reaching 3,482 meters above sea level.